Wave hi. Hi everybody, it's Nancy and Leah, and we are doing an updated craft room video. Although it's changed a little bit in 2 years, but not a whole bunch. So again, it's in the basement. The kids have one side where they can play their video games and things, but this is the side that I use. So we have the computer set up here inside the computer cabinet. And then next to it is my Silhouette machine and my vinyl, which these are IKEA bag holders, which are relatively inexpensive. And you can see that the vinyl fits in there fine. And then inside the drawers, I have other vinyl or scrap pieces or any kind of templates or anything I need. But basically, that's all Silhouette stuff. Over to the right here is where my, I would say, specialty paper is stored. So anything that's like glitter or foiled. This one says holographic. So any kind of specialty paper or by theme, I have it over here. Also in this cabinet here is the larger, like 12 by 12 scrapbook papers. See that there. This little guy has like any accessories, like bling and borders and adhesive and stickers. So mostly scrapbooking stuff. Over here are some of my completed scrapbooks. And then in this paper holder, you can see I have some of my white paper. This very large IKEA cabinet, as I mentioned in the first video, was supposed to be my son's dresser, but it didn't fit in his room, so I inherited it. And you can see there is more 12 by 12 paper. Up top there are markers, my glue gun, any kind of specialty scissors, a little light tablet for stenciling, and then I have card kits over here, and then my Xyron machine. Leah wants to say hi. Thank you. Want to close that cabinet? And then up here I have just massive storage things, my watercoloring and stuff like that. This is like 6 by 6 paper and miscellaneous envelopes and things. So anytime I need smaller paper, this is where I go. And it's just in these little baskets here. So I can just sort through that. In this drawer are all of my background stamps. So Altenew, there's a lot from Impression Obsession, Local King rubber stamp. So anything that would be what I consider a larger stamp or a background stamp is in this drawer. In this drawer is my pen collection. I used to collect a lot of pens and stationery when I was a kid. So I have all my fountain pens in here and the inks that go with them and the nibs and stuff like that and all their little boxes in there and some stationery. So there are little packs of stationery that I've collected over the years all over the world. These I think came from Japan. So I have a lot of stationery. In this drawer is what I have left of my bigger dies. I've pretty much purged because I found that I wasn't using them. So this is what's left of my bigger dies. This drawer was full at one time. But I find that I use the smaller dies now. So I purged most of those. This is just empty folders that I use when I need storage for stamps or anything like that. This. Are you stealing pens? Yeah. Okay, bye. And then in the bottom drawer is just like craft stuff. You know, like when you do like floral arrangements and stuff like that. So it's just extra crafting and sewing stuff in there. Alright, so in my seating area here, again, this is a desk from IKEA. I do believe they don't make it anymore. But the reason I bought it is because it has a glass top with a shelf underneath. So I have magazines under there. I have my stamping tools under there. My score pal, things like that. The chair I got last year. I want to say like, I don't know, Office Max or something like that. All right. This little storage unit, I believe, is Anna Griffin. But it has little baskets here, so I have my stamping tools in here, scissors, adhesive. This little box under here is just like scraps that I throw in there when I need a little sentiment piece or something. I can grab it out of the box. And then I have my mini ink tins here with my mini inks. Turn the light on. You can see all of those. So they are all right at my fingertips. Down at the bottom here is just a little tray where I have any miscellaneous die cuts that I just haven't used yet. I have my bow tying rig here, which my friend Kim, her husband, made that for me. Thank you, Kim. And then these are the black inks that I use the most, and my Versamark ink right there. Okay. Underneath is my Tim Holtz trimmer. And then I have various mats here. So I have my stamping mat, I have my Tim Holtz mat, and then I have like a self-healing mat, and then another like clear rubber mat underneath. Depending on what I'm doing, some of the mats stay, some of the mats go. To the left here, I picked up this little Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Ink holder from a Tuesday morning sale. I have some foam back there in case I mail any thick envelopes, and then some double adhesive tape here. Up top here, these are all my larger clear blocks, and then my other clear blocks are here. Yes, I still use my clear blocks. This is adhesive foam for putting dimension in the cards. My sharpener, my stamp cleaner, brush, and then the rest of this is like adhesive, like foam adhesive. Okay, so this little guy is where I do my filming. So this, my laptop, or not my laptop, my Surface or my iPad sit on here depending on what I'm filming, and this arm comes out and then they sit like that. So it's a pretty neat rig, and then it films the desk. It's also removable. It slides out here, and then these little feet open up, and then you could actually like use it as a desktop stand if you wanted to. So that's pretty neat. I think I picked that up off of Amazon. I'll see if I can find it and link that. And then over here are my most frequently used tools. I have extra envelopes and cards back there. My distress sprayer, that's just a cup of water that I use for watercoloring. Glue, these are the things I've just recently die cut. And then my most used tools, so brushes, stylus, glue, scissors, all of those kinds of things are in there. My mono eraser, all of those things are there. Now up top here is just miscellaneous stuff that I don't use as often, but I still want to incite, particularly like craft knives and stuff like that. Copic white pen, a personalized stamp, glue, and then these are all of my coloring things. So I have my color pencils up here, the Spectrum Noir, and then these are the Prismacolor pencils, Spectrum Noir markers or miscellaneous alcohol markers, and then the Copic markers down here. And then down here are all my blending markers or VersaFine markers, things like that. All right, so it takes care of that. And then up top is just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. So these are cards that I've already made. Those are envelopes. Inside the drawers are like Post-it tape, masking paper. This little tray here is full of glitter, and then up top is just like fabric and extra stamps that I don't always use, but they're kind of like little bitty stamps, and you can see they're categorized as well. Sympathy birthday, baby, wedding. In that little accordion folder are all of my little alphabet stamps in there. All right, and then like my label maker and my little inventory book, which I've showed you guys before. Okay. So over to the right of my desk are my most used punches, some cards that were sent to me, some cards that I saved but I haven't put them away yet, and then these containers I got from Michaels a few years back. So this holds like glue, adhesive, my brayers. This has little like eyelets and brads and eyeballs. This is like little flowers. embellishments. And then this is like sponges, my daubers and things like that are in there. All right. And then this one here holds my larger cutting devices, my foam stamp mat, and then down here is just that double stick foam, you know, to make your cling stamps foam, I guess they call it. Down at the bottom here are all of my watercoloring. So I have my Gansai Tambai and my Fine Tech. So this is all watercoloring. And then down underneath here, this box is like a Chinese calligraphy watercoloring set. More paint supplies in here with sponges and brushes and things like that. And then underneath there is my ornaments and glitter and things like that to make glitter ornaments like this one here. So those are all stored down in there. All right. Over here to the right is my collection of wood stamps. I really don't use wood stamps as often as I did, so I've kind of purged them. These are the ones that I like the most, and I really just enjoy looking at them. Although I prefer clear stamps most of the time, I like having this here. That stamp holder I found on eBay. I have my Stampin' Up! Ink pads and refills up top there. And then these are markers. So I have my Zig markers. Back here are the aqua watercolor markers. In here is my Crocodile. This is some of the washi tape collections that I have. My little Xyron sticker maker. And then down here are more markers. So I have my gelatos. And then different sets of markers. These markers, these Sai markers, are actually a Japanese marker set, but they are just as good as the Zig markers. Sai Japanese colors. They're water markers. So I like those. Underneath is washi tape. I don't use a whole bunch of washi tape, so this is what I have for washi tape. And then I think miscellaneous stamps and washi tape in there. Yep, more washi tape in there. That's my Surface charging up, which I'll normally use to film my videos. All right. Oh, I didn't show you guys. This little baskets here, I think I got them at either Kmart or Walmart, but they are in the storage section and they hang off of my cabinet very nicely. So I have my microfiber towels in here and my cleaning solution in here. Inside this cabinet are all of my embossing folders and dies. So my embossing folders right now have moved into this large plastic bin. I need to reorganize this. And then my dies are in these little storage containers here and also in a basket back there. And I have some stuck on the door here. And then I have another basket with my heat tool and my embossing. What's nice about this is because the basket is metal, when I'm heating, it's plugged in. I can throw it back in there and not have to worry about that tip burning anything. Okay, so in here, I have my collection of sequins, which is growing, and I need to figure out a new way of storing them. Because I have a whole bunch of these little guys and all different sequins in there. This container is all of my foiling things. So I have foil up top here. That's for more sequins. And then inside here is all of my different smaller foils. I have larger foils as well. And then we have the coffee filters and the Swiffer to clean up any kind of glitter or embossing. And then a little tray of clear embossing. Over here is my embossing powders. So this is a Recollections container, and it's divided. So I have my embossing powders on top, and then I also have them down below. So these are all the different colored ones. My powder tool, my anti-static powder tool, my little brush to brush everything away. And then you can see I swatch out the embossing colors on the lids there, so I know what they look like. So that's, when I'm ready to emboss, I just pull this big guy out. And everything I need is right there. And then that one has the little Perfect Pearls in it. And then my little mini mink is up there. So that is that. And like I said, all of these cabinets are IKEA cabinets. And I have more magnetics things up with my dies on there. And then down at the bottom are miscellaneous stamps. These are also categorized, but they're usually wooden stamps. So I have all of my Asian stamps in the thing there. So you can see butterflies, Valentine's Day, flowers, trees, background. But again, most of these are wooden stamps that I still occasionally use. And then those two baskets are Christmas papers and Christmas stamps right now. And then I have all of my alcohol inks in this little basket here. Okay, under the cabinet here, I have my stickles. And this was sequins. I'm really not using it right now. I got to figure out what to do with that. Oops. Okay, so behind the desk, starting at the top, more miscellaneous stuff, but you can see I have another one of those IKEA holders, which has my larger foils, and I think I have almost every color foil up there. And then my paint brushes, color pencils, color pencil accessories like the blender stubs and the, what's the blending solution called? Blending solution, whatever. And then I have some palette knives in here. This does rotate. It used to be on my desk. I don't use it as much, so it just kind of stores excess stuff at this point. Down here are my Heidi Swapp embossing pastes, some empty jars, some glitter, and then over here I have my fireworks and Tim Holtz refills. And these are little spice holders that I picked up at IKEA. And I have a little speaker here so I can listen to music from my phone. On the wall there is an ink storage container. Again, my friend Kim, her husband made those for me. And it has all of my StazOn ink and all of my ombre inks. So these are all ombre inks. And I have them named on the side there so I can see what they are. This container was a Michaels container, I believe. So up top are little jars full of miscellaneous things, larger flowers, miscellaneous sponge stamps, some glitter glue, some artwork from my kids, embossing paste, glitter paste, Nuvo drops, Tattered Angel sprays, some ribbon, which I don't use as much, and distress stains. And then these are all of my miscellaneous inks. So this would be Hero Arts, Gina K, Lawn Fawn, The Ton. They're all pretty much manufactured, I believe, by the same company, so I keep them together, and you can see they're swatched out. And then down at the bottom are some of the older, close to my heart inks that I have. On the table is stuff that I'm dealing with right now, so I have some Christmas cards in there, some fall stamps in there. These are scrapbooks that I've been working on. These are my Christmas stamps, which I just pulled out, and some you know, all different kinds of Christmas stamps, because obviously we're working on Christmas cards. And then my Toto machine, which was probably not the best purchase that I've made, although it is neat for foiling. And then this bookshelf behind me has the majority of my stamps. So at the top there are stamps that I'm not using right now. So this is like Halloween stamps. These are my stencils. So you can see right there, 6x6 stencil. All my stencils are there. They used to be in a drawer, but I found I didn't reach for them. Now that they're behind me, I use them more often. And then my stamps are kind of put in alphabetical order based on my theme. So this is like animals. This would be like beach or sea creatures, fishing, things like that. So this, and you can see I labeled them. This would be like baby stamps. And then I have more baskets down here. So boys, birthdays, butterfly, places, flowers, trees. So they're all baskets of stamps. This is my distress ink cabinets. These little cabinets, my mom used to own a store and she would display things. So she was going to throw them out and I took them, but they store my distress oxide inks and my regular distress inks in there, and then some of my Altenew inks are in there, and then stamp cleaners. Oh, bless you, baby. And then I have my little trusty Big Kick and its accessories on this little rolling cart, so I can roll it over to me if I need it. Although I have my new Gemini Junior there, which I'm extremely happy with. And then over here is just, again, more stamps that I'm not using as often. Lena Solar White, watercolor paper, and then different colors of 8.5 by 11 paper, Bristol paper, Yupo paper, and then miscellaneous papers of white and black, and then more scrapbook paper. And then down in the binders below are miscellaneous stamps, sentiments and things like that that I don't use as often, but I don't want to get rid of them, so they are in there. So I will back out here and just circle around so you guys can see everything, and hopefully you get some, I don't know, an idea of organization of things. I really don't have anything that I can say is like superb. I could always use some advice on anything that would be handy. What I like is that my space, everything is within reach. So to the left is my Gemini machine. In front of me are my coloring utensils. To the right and behind me are my different color inks. And then I can always clear that table off if I need any extra space. So that is an updated video in more detail of our craft space. And then Leah has her space over here. She has a little desk that we picked up at a yard sale. And then this is her little table and her tray and bookshelf of all of her papers and her stamping supplies. So you can see she already has a pretty big collection there. And then her and her brother share this space over here where they play Xbox and we watch movies and things like that. So this is our craft cave. We don't have a man cave, we have a craft cave. So that's all we have. Leah, what do you want to say to your friends?
Bye-bye. Keep on stamping.
All right. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.